Malvern has a rich history in the newspaper industry. From the time the city was chartered, Malvern has had no less than 9 newspapers.
The first newspaper here in Malvern was in 1876, and it was a short-lived paper. It only lasted really 2 issues, and it was called The Journal. Like I said, only 2 issues. A guy named Mr. Bascom started it. We don't even have a first name for him.
Ronna Pennington is a 10-year veteran of newspaper writing, reporting, advertising, and management. She's now an assistant professor of history at ASU Three Rivers.
So I was working at the Daily Record as we were approaching our 100th anniversary back around 2016. And so I had to delve into some of the newspaper history for the county at the time. So that's where I started really getting interested in this information.
With 9 newspapers in only 40 years, it would have been not easy to know who owned which paper.
Some of them traded a lot too. Like there was a paper owned by Jim Tom Story, so James Thomas Story, that was called the Malvern Monitor. If memory serves right, there were some records of it in 1883. So with him, it was interesting because he would start a paper and then he would sell it and he'd start another paper, still in the same area.
In 1916, Julian Bestachet came to Malvern and established the Malvern Daily Record. His wife Kate and their 2 daughters accompanied him.
When Mr. Bestachet died in 1948, his wife and daughters took over complete operation of the Daily Record. But then when she died in 1967, the daughters ran that for a year and then sold to Whitehead and Kimball.
The Daily Record was the first daily newspaper in town. The first edition of the paper was on October 7th, 1916. Headline stories covered in that one was a robbery in Traskwood and the Boston Red Sox and Babe Ruth beating the Brooklyn Robins in Game 1 of the World Series. Allison and Mike Harbor have both been around newspapers in the past. Allison was a longtime reporter for the Hot Springs Sentinel-Record, and in the late 50s, Mike was a paperboy, delivering the Daily Record to businesses in downtown Malvern.
And I would deliver the papers, and I would sell papers to people that I could sell to, and that's what we did. And I really enjoyed myself, enjoyed talking to the people.
In the 50s, before television news became influential, newspapers were the vehicle to get your news. Today, there's an almost infinite number of information distribution channels. So how important then is a local newspaper?
I feel like we're kind of the final word. We have that responsibility of being what people can turn to for the final word in what's going on in our community.
Heather Bennett Ritter is a writer for the Daily Record, tasked with keeping the paper reliable and credible.
I think small town papers are important in terms of their relevance in being a mirror for the community that it serves, and also for preserving its sense of where it's going as well as where it's been.
Digital channels have taken over where Gen X, Y, and Zers get their news. As a result, newspapers nationwide are losing readership. So how is the Daily Record combating that trend?
We have stepped off into the digital, and hopefully with our reputation, we can draw in more people. Our reporter Heather does a great job going out into the community and getting stories and information. Our sports editor, he does a phenomenal job covering all 6 schools, and we're just online and trying to grow more with our digital website.
Allison Harbor was a reporter-writer for many years with the Hot Springs Sentinel-Record, and she believes a hybrid form of news, that is, newspapers and online, is inevitable for survival.
They still have to get with those social platforms, don't they? They have to somehow break into that where those online viewers will come to them and watch them every day to update. And if that's going out and showing more videography, I'm thinking maybe that will help.
1920, literacy rate was 94%. In 2020, 23% of Arkansans 16 or older lacked basic literacy skills. So we go from 6% illiterate in 1920 to 23% in 2020. I really would have expected that to be backwards, but fewer people are reading, and fewer people are reading newspapers for sure.
So what does the future hold for a local community newspaper? Well, no one really knows. We do know the readership base is shrinking. So unless newspapers take a turn into digital channels more heavily, their future could be in doubt. I'm Tony Warner for Hot Spring County Now and Then. Thanks for being with us. Until next time, just remember to keep celebrating Hot Spring County as someplace special.